The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Knapik. Another exciting show right here. We have special guests all the way around. We're so happy that you tuned in. A reminder, simply go to stewart.com/radio. That's right. That's where you can see and hear all the shows, especially this one at stewart.com/radio. Let's begin and get down to business as we welcome Thomas Mouton. He is the chairman of HAR, the Houston Association of Realtors. And here he is. Thomas, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Pleasure to be here.
Well, here you are. You have several roles, but the first role we want to talk about in the real estate profession for you is you are the chairman of HAR, and that's a big deal. That's the Houston Association of Realtors, right?
It is a big deal, leading over 50,000 members, and it's a handful.
That's just a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
Well, and that's one of the things I think it astounds people, the amount of real estate professionals and realtors we have here in Houston, Texas. Again, the number is?
Last check, there was over 52,000. You know, the beauty of real estate from the local association part is everyone always look at it from a transactional standpoint. But, you know, you have a property management, you have people who go into the governmental side. So there's so many different facets of an agent and what they can participate in at the association.
And as you are, we're well into the year, of course, and as the chairman, give us an idea of some of the things you're thinking about in terms of objectives that you want to accomplish during this. The year's going to go by quick, but during the year.
You know, it's a real thought, right? And so in 2023, when I was kind of putting those thoughts together of what 2024 looks like, obviously when 2024 rolled around, it changed dramatically, right? Just the market is different, the industry is different. But some of the core things that was really important to me in 2024 was, and I give an example, one of them is, so right now we have a reciprocity agreement with San Antonio Board of Realtors, also with Austin Board of Realtors. One of my goals is to also add Dallas Metrotex with that. So what does that mean? That means our members will have access to 85% of all the listings in the state of Texas. And when you look at that number, it's a pretty astounding number. So that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to in 2024, hoping that we can achieve that goal as well.
And not only that, the thing that strikes me about Houston, Texas, and especially as we're connecting, so to speak, with the other massive cities. Sure. You know, Thomas, not everybody, but many people are moving to Texas and Houston, especially. That has to have an impact on HAR and even the agreements that you're talking about getting into with the other cities.
No, absolutely. You know, Houston being the fourth largest metropolitan city, right? I mean, if you look at it from a standpoint of what New York looks like, what Chicago looks like, what Los Angeles looks like, I mean, we sit in a very, very nice position from a standpoint of what our homes are valued at. So it's still affordable. People can still move here and have a very great cost of living. So you still have people moving here from California. You still have people moving here from the East Coast. So it's still a very viable place to live, and I think we're going to still see that grow for many years to come.
I have a feeling you are absolutely right. I agree. As far as, I bet, and let's take the 50 or so thousand real estate professionals, the realtors here in Houston, I bet not all of them, and also the listeners, the people that just listen to the show and other real estate venues, but many, I don't think, know the Houston Association of Realtors purpose. What's the purpose?
I think you're right, Bill. I mean, everyone looks at all these new shining objects out here, all these HGTV shows, but you know, what's the core of real estate, right? And HAR, I think, embodies the core of that, and that's essentially bringing agents and the consumers together for a very friendly home buying experience. The HAR.com site gets over 6 million hits a month, and that's pretty astounding for a real estate site. Second only to Zillow. So when you look at it from that standpoint, HAR brings a lot of value to the consumers as well as value for the agent as well. When you look at what can an agent find to help drive that consumer to making a decision on buying a home, whether that's real data as far as how long a home has been on the market, has it dropped, what the market is doing, and so forth. And then bringing that consumer part to it where they can see what's the hottest trending neighborhoods that's out there, what's around it, are there any community involvement, and so forth. So HAR stems to be that conduit between the agent and the consumer.
And what strikes me as you talk about the website, all the hits that you're getting, the information, and I know from time to time I'll look at real estate for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's just curiosity or whatever, but I think a lot of consumers will look at it, hey, we'll look at the price, I might look at the tax rate, does it have a garage square feet, all those things. Right. But there is so much other information that you're providing just to the consumer, let alone to the real estate professional on the website. It is a powerful website, HAR.com.
Very powerful. And, HAR takes pride in being super innovative. We're probably the most innovative association in the country right now. We have an in-house chief technology officer that's amazing at the product that we bring. So we're always looking at the forefront, really looking at bringing AI into the field for 2024 as well. So I think we're going to bring some extra innovative tools to the marketplace that I think is going to very benefit the consumer.
Interesting that you mentioned AI because we're hearing so much more in the last few months. You're right. It's going to have quite an effect on the real estate market all over the United States.
It will. One of the things we're looking at doing is adding a chat box in there. So, for instance, if an agent is unavailable and the consumer needs some information, that chat box can chat back with the consumer. From an AI perspective, typically real estate is a present and past, right? The data that we have represents what's happening today and what happened before and not what's going forward in the future. So I think AI will be very instrumental to helping do that creative, predictive analysis of what will happen tomorrow. I'm looking forward to what does that look like from a search perspective? And let's just take Teslas or EV chargers, right? If you can look at a home that has EV chargers going forward, because now you can't do that. But those are things that we're looking at doing, and how can we add value to that where homeowners can find homes that have those very niche assets to it.
The homes are changing. The dynamics of the real estate market are changing. But that's right. The whole idea of the home, there's going to be homes that are built in the 70s, the 80s, and of course, brand new homes are already incorporating chargers and things like that. But yeah, everything's changing.
Everything's changing. Just what the ability to work from home right now, right? What COVID has essentially, I hate to use the word created, but right now, remote work is where a lot of people are right now. So your home has to fit that demand. So if you and your spouse are both working from home, now they want spaces where two different home offices, where he can work and where she can work. And a lot of the things that we're seeing right now is because people are at home majority of the time now, they want that resort style home. So they're looking for bigger lots, pools, they want outdoor kitchens, they want upgraded landscaping, because you want your home to feel like you are at a resort, because now not only are you working there, but you're living there as well.
And not only that, if your home's like a resort, you don't need to go somewhere else and get on a plane, get a rental car. That's how I think. Anyway, recently, the National Association of Realtors just had something come down. Tell us a little bit about that, and how do you see it possibly affecting the market or affecting it down the road?
Sure. What I think what you're alluding to is National Association of Realtors has settled a class action lawsuit that's been pending. There's a lot of information, a lot of misinformation. At the end of the day, consumers has always been able to negotiate commissions that they want to pay. It's always been that way. The stigma's been is always a 6%. That's not accurate at all. It'll always be that way where the consumer can negotiate that. Still a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of information that will be coming forward with that. It will be changes. It will be rule changes. With any change, some is for the better and some may be for the worse, depending on how you view it. The lawsuit will impact the way business is being conducted tomorrow, but we don't know exactly what that looks like right now.
It will unfold in due time, and I think all of us will keep track of that. And I think the real estate professional as many that have been in real estate for many years, they adapt, overcome, and then go down the road, right?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of agents got into the business when the market was hot, so they don't really understand what a down market or how to adapt and adjust to current changes. And like you were saying earlier, like myself that's been in the business over 20 years, you learn to adapt along the way. And that's life. Life is about adapting. I mean, you can complain all day long, but at the end of the day, there will be some adaptation that would need to be taking place.
Let's tell people also, Thomas, as far as your HAR chairman, that's a big job. But in addition, you also are helping buyers and sellers along the way at Century 21. Let's tell people about your role there.
Absolutely. I am a partner of Century 21 Exclusive Properties. We are located centrally in the Bel Air area. We have a little bit over close to 80 agents. We are a family-owned business. My wife and I are partners in there. She is the boss. Myself personally, I am a commercial-only practitioner. So 99% of my business is commercial only. One of the things that make us very unique at the firm is that you do have the ability to do residential and commercial real estate as well.
So for your agents, they can do both.
Absolutely.
That's a nice feature.
It is. We pride ourselves on, and I say this all the time, we've made so many mistakes in this business, right? We've been in this brokerage business for over almost 10 years now. We've done everything wrong in the business, and I feel like now we do everything right. And we've adjusted along the way to not make those mistakes again. So I think we're at a great place now. We're staffed up very well. Training is at the core of who we are. Mentorship, so very, very great place to be. I mean, we're very diverse. We speak over 11 languages, fully represented in what the Houston culture is all about. So very proud of who we are and what we've accomplished so far.
Well, give us an idea. We don't usually have people on in the commercial realm, so it's always a great opportunity to just have a word about what's happening in the commercial world, maybe a couple bullet points right here in Houston. It's hand in hand with residential, but tell everybody what's happening in commercial.
What makes commercial tough right now is you have to look at it from a bank's book of business on their portfolio right now. So lending is a lot stricter right now because they have so many assets that may potentially go into default. And so when those assets cannot be moved or have to be refinanced, they don't have the capacity to add on new business. And so it's very difficult right now to get funding, or there's certain banks that specialize more in some products than others. So if you take retail, some banks have a better appetite for retail than others. Right. If you're just trying to acquire land, then you have to find a bank that has an appetite for acquiring land that you may have to sit on for 3 to 5 years before it get developed. So that's a very unique place to be in as well. But, there are so many, I can't remember, I think like $700 million worth of loans that's just sitting right there that they're trying to figure out what to do with them that could possibly create this bubble out there.
And when we hear about all the people from the residential standpoint, like you mentioned earlier, from California that are coming in, we've been hearing about that for years, from the East Coast and all that. Are any of them, or how many of them percentage-wise, are participating in commercial purchases or bringing businesses where they say, hey, Thomas, I need 10,000 square feet to do whatever?
No, it's from a percentage standpoint, I don't know, but it's a real number because Texas is very business friendly. So there's a lot of incentives out there for them to move here as well. But they are relocating here and they are relocating their businesses. So, one of the things they are doing is moving office spaces from wherever they're coming from to here. So that right there alone is sprucing up the business. The office sector is not doing very well right now because so many people are downsizing or the remote access, but it is still a vibrant business out there right now.
We're talking with Thomas Mouton. He's the chairman of HAR and also helping commercial buyers and sellers at Century 21. Thomas, going back just for a second to HAR, anything else that you want to tell people about HAR before we close this segment?
HAR is the number one real estate association website out there. Again, we get over 6 million views a month, hits a month. If you look at the innovation that's out there, you look at the tools that's available for an agent, you look at the tools and resources out there for a consumer as well. I mean, there's no other place to go and look for a home than har.com.
And let's tell people, if they need help from a commercial standpoint, how they can reach you at Century 21.
Sure. Thomas Mouton, my personal number is 713-302-9377. Or I can be reached at email at thomas@exclusiveprops.com. So that's Thomas at EXCLUSIPROPS.com. 713-302-9377.
Thomas, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Bill.
As we continue, let's talk to Kelly Andel. She is with eXp Realty. Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, here you are, a real estate professional doing tremendous work. We hear about you all the time. Let's tell people, eXp Realty, a little bit about the company, first of all.
Okay, eXp Realty is the company that has paved the way for brokerages to operate without a brick and mortar business. So we are essentially 100% in the cloud. All of the employees at our brokerage are in the cloud. Everybody works from home, and we have over 90,000 agents. So the largest, I believe, in transaction size and agent count at this point.
That's a big number, 90,000 agents. So eXp is beyond Houston, Texas, right?
Yes, we're worldwide.
So it's a worldwide count. I did not know that.
I believe we are at 25 countries now.
I would think, just on that note, as far as when you hear and have meetings with the company and the management of eXp, they probably have a different kind of insight than maybe some of the other companies. So you're privy to that, and that probably helps you in your helping buyers and sellers.
Yes, they have completely helped as far as just being online and forward thinkers. Our company was founded by a man who was a previous real estate agent, and he has built a brokerage that is made for the agent, and it's just been a really good opportunity.
Well, let's tell people, in your role at eXp, from a geographic standpoint, Kelly, what area do you focus on the most here in the Houston area?
I'm mostly Fort Bend County, Richmond, Rosenberg, Needville, Katy, and then I also focus on Wharton County. I have quite a few clients that have bought and sold in Wharton County also.
So right there, that is a really great thing that you're here today, because we don't get to focus enough on the Southeast, we'll call it. And in fact, if there's somebody, and I believe there's Houstonians that may not know much about the Southeast.
Right.
And for sure, the listeners that are listening in Pennsylvania and around on the internet, they're like, I wonder where that is. So give people, paint a little bit of a picture geographically where that is, if someone looks right at the target of Houston as the center.
Okay, so Needville, Richmond, Rosenberg, if you're looking at a map of Houston, then we are southeast of Houston. So you are going to come down Highway 59 and you're going to run straight into Rosenberg, and then Needville is to the south a little bit more towards the coast, about 20 minutes, and then Richmond is right there, sister. That's our county seat here in Fort Bend County is Richmond, so right next to Rosenberg.
So it sounds to me like, and I don't know for sure, but these areas, Richmond, Needville, might be an area where someone that's buying would want to go and have a little more elbow room. Is there space in these places? Definitely.
We have a lot of people that are moving from the city who want a little bit more room, looking for good school districts, and they want to be able to spread out maybe some acreage. Could be small acreage property. Could be, there's neighborhoods with around half an acre to an acre. So we have a lot of options there for people to come out and get a little bit more room, have that little country feel, but still be close enough to commute.
And that's Needville.
That's Needville.
As far as people that move from other cities, other states and so forth, do you find them, or do they find you and they say, hey, we want to move to Houston, but we want to be in that country area, a little more rural and things like that? Do they find you?
Yes, we have a lot of people that have moved from out of state. A lot of people moving from the north come down and they want, they're used to having more room, so they come and want to find those areas that are just right outside Houston but close enough to commute in for work. And we also have a lot of people that come from, that live in Houston or live in Katy, and it's just become so, compact that they're ready to have a little bit more space. So
let me ask you this, from a buyer standpoint, if someone said they have $450,000, let's say that was the spending, the budget, and they may even have a home here in the city, but they said, you know what, we want something for about $450 we can spend where we have an acre or more and we have a little country getaway. Do you think Needville or another adjoining town might be an option for them?
Yes, that's a healthy budget for being able to get a good size piece of land, say half an acre to maybe an acre with a really nice house on it. You could get for $450. that's a healthy budget.
You might have someone give you a call. Who knows,
Yeah,
right?
that'd be great.
So that sounds awesome.
I'm really happy to represent Needville because we don't get a whole lot of exposure, but Needville is really growing. We have a lot of new construction that's coming into Needville. There's several new neighborhoods. Now that's comes with mixed reviews from the people that have lived there forever, like me. I've been there for, pretty much my whole life. Right. So you have a little bit of mixed feelings about, development, but everywhere that anybody lives has been developed at some point. Sugarland used to be fields also. So
used to be, yeah.
And we go there for all of our recreation. So can't fault people for coming in and wanting a different way of life, in my opinion.
You're exactly right. And I'm thinking about it. That's why if you were the person that bought 40 acres way back,
exactly,
you've got a little buffer zone to handle this influx, right?
Yes. Thankfully, we bought 15 acres
you did?
Several years ago, and we are not selling it.
So you have the buffer zone,
yes,
Kelly.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So that's some really visionary thinking or just luck, right?
Both.
So you thought about it. So
yes.
Good for you. Do you have horses on your property?
No, it's my dream, but I work too much. I don't have time to take care of horses.
Well, that's one of the things that we talk about the real estate profession and the many realtors here. Some people, you may know some, that get into it to say, I want to have some free time and have a flexible schedule.
I wish. Oh, no.
That's not even real, is it?
That's not reality. No.
Not
we work really hard. We work really hard and put in a lot of hours. There's a lot of agents that do get into it thinking that it's going to be easy money and let's just go out and make, a few $1,000 and that's all I need. Well, it takes money to make money, so you have to put a lot of money into marketing, a lot of time into your business, and it doesn't just come easy.
That's right. And I noticed, too, I've done a little bit of research on you, and I see that you do some videos on Facebook and things like that. Mm-hmm. Give us an idea from a marketing, as you mentioned marketing, from that marketing potential. What are you doing personally to get the word out about your services helping buyers and sellers?
Sure. My business has always been a relationship-based business. We do some cold marketing, we do cold calling and things like that, and we do flyers and we do things like that, cold marketing to people that we don't know. But my business was built, I've been doing this for 11 years. It was built on relationships and my database of people that I know. So it's really staying connected with my past clients, making sure that they understand that I'm there for them for whatever they need. I mean, we had the biggest hailstorm we've ever had in Needville over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw that on the news, but
I didn't know it hit Needville.
It hit Needville worse than anywhere else. So we've got a whole neighborhood that is 100% of the neighborhood has to have their roofs replaced. We had baseball-sized hail. All their cars were damaged. Everything was terrible. But through that, I'm having clients that are reaching out to me saying, hey, I need help with, my fence. I need help with my broken windows. Like, can you come help me? Because I have handymen that I work with all the time that I help take care of my clients. So it's just, it's relationships. Relationships for me is my primary focus.
So certainly it's not uncommon that you're helping someone buy their third, fourth,
Absolutely.
maybe even their child when they get of age.
Absolutely.
We'll call Kelly, right?
Yeah, definitely. I've got several families where I've helped the mom, the daughter, and the kids. So it's like 3 generations of families that I've helped. So I love those kinds of stories. It's really neat. Just recently helped a mom and 2 different daughters. So it's like everybody in their immediate family, I've sold their house and helped them buy another house.
That's a great credential because as we think about whatever our profession is, sure, there's the monetary compensation and whatever benefits like that, but that's an intangible benefit, I think, that goes a long way, probably keeps you in the real estate profession and excited about it,
right?
Even though you've been in it for a long time.
Yeah, if you take care of people, then they're going to take care of you. And they want somebody that they can trust and that they know is going to have their back and take care of them. And that's what I try to do to the best of my ability every time.
Well, as you're out there and you look forward to the rest of the year and the dynamics and whatever's going to happen, how are you viewing what's going to be coming down the pike here in 2024? What's the feel that you get right now, and then how do you see it unfolding in your experience?
In my experience, we make our own reality. That's how I feel about life in general. So, this whole the NAR settlement that's happening, and that's going to bring some changes, but I feel like we have to be able to adapt and overcome, and just, if we have value, then people are going to see that. So nobody works for free. And I think everybody understands that. And I don't feel like consumers are going to expect anybody to work for free. So I just feel like the kinks are going to have to work themselves out contractually, and how we process it is going to be a little bit different. But as an agent, I mean, I know the value I bring, and I can justify that to any buyer or seller. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm confident that everything's going to work itself out, and it's going to be great.
Well, also, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's a sense of normal, whatever that is, because we've had a very dynamic real estate market, but I'm sensing that, especially the last month or so, that there's a normalcy, and I think things are picking up, so people aren't so worried about the interest rates and things like that. Do you see that?
Yes, I definitely see that this is just kind of becoming the new normal as far as the interest rates go. I mean, we are still hopeful that we're going to see some rate drops by, summertime. I don't think we're ever going to see the 3s, 2 and 3% like we did before. If we do, it will be many, many years from now. I mean, this is all cyclical anyways, right? So if you go back to like the 1970s, they were paying, I think, 10% interest. So, I mean, this is cyclical, and I feel like everybody still needs a home. So it's kind of just becoming the new normal, and consumers are just adjusting.
Going back to that idea of being in a rural area like Needville and Richmond and things like that, how many of when you're helping buyers, how many of them are buying where it's a second home, if any?
Not many. We don't see very many second homes out where I am. It's mostly primary residence. And a lot of people are coming because we have a exemplary rated school district in Needville. If you've got people that are, that have children and they're worried about school districts, then we're seeing a lot of people coming out for that. And Needville is having to adjust for that. So we're building they have now scheduled multiple new schools to be built. So pretty soon we're going to be zoning our kids depending on where they live.
Well, let me tell you this, just a side note. I haven't thought about Needville. Of course, I've heard about it. I've lived here several decades, and I've heard about it. But it wasn't until I was looking you up on Facebook this morning, I saw a listing that you posted for Needville. In Needville, I'm thinking, wait a minute, Needville, I forgot about it. So I looked on my map and found that it's only like 35 minutes from where I live. And we'll just say I live in Katy for purposes. I thought, there's maybe a hidden gem that a lot of people haven't thought about when they want to get a little bit more room. And it's not that far away, right?
No, it's not that far away. It's easy commute. It's not really a hidden gem anymore. You just forgot about it. But people are discovering very quickly, because the developers are coming out of the woodworks and buying up a lot of land and getting ready to develop several different neighborhoods. We've got one coming right in the corner in one of our main stops in town. There's a big development coming in there. Developments coming in Fairchilds, which Fairchilds is its own little town, but they're zoned to Needville school districts. All of those kids will be going to our school. So, yeah, I mean, it's not undiscovered to the developers. They're there.
And that's a good point. When you talk about the developers coming into any area, when they've set their sights on it, that there's a whole bunch of research not that they can't be wrong, but they've done a lot of research, a lot of demographics, a lot of economic, all these things, and they're making a big investment. So, know something's happening.
Yes, there's been, and it's been coming down the pipeline for years. I mean, they've been out there doing their research and looking for these tracts and buying up these tracts for many, many years, and now it's just coming to fruition now. So in the next 10 years, Needville's going to look like a completely different town. You know what
I just thought of? And maybe there is, but is there a Buc-ee's in Needville?
There's not a Buc-ee's.
Okay.
But there's a Buc-ee's in Wharton. That's the closest one.
That's not too far, is it?
No, it's not too bad.
That's a good spot. So in the meantime, let's tell people we're talking with Kelly and Dell with eXp Realty. What are some of the other things you want people to know about how you're helping buyers and sellers, or anything else?
Just that, like I said, my clients are, my business is relationship based. And if you want, or if you're looking in Fort Bend County or anywhere really in the greater Houston area, but my focus is primarily Fort Bend County. So if you're looking there and you need to buy or sell a home, I would love to help you. And I have some out of the box ways of thinking and ways that I help my clients that a lot of agents don't do. So that's something that I really like to focus on for them. I'm really good at make ready. I'm really good at staging and getting a house ready to sell, and just kind of having those strategic conversations about what's going to help
That's very important. You said the creativity word.
Yes.
To have someone that's good in business, a real estate professional that's able to navigate all the ins and outs, but to be creative, that's an extra special thing.
Yes,
And
you
that
can't
serves-
just take
yeah.
you can't just take cell phone pictures and put it online anymore because, with these interest rates, we have had a reduction in the amount of buyers that we're having. A few years ago, we were having multiple offers and appraisal waivers and everything, and we're in a different market now, so you have to adjust how you're trying to sell.
One quick word, as far as you mentioned, it's very time consuming to do the job, to be a real estate professional, to do it properly and as a living. But when you're not working so hard, what are some of the things you do to relax and a hobby or so?
I like to be outdoors. Anything outside. I love pickleball. I have recently discovered pickleball, and it's my new obsession. And I'm like, somebody
loves it.
please put some pickleball courts in Needville because I would be there every day.
Well, you could build your own on your 15 acres.
I know, right? I need to. Actually, my son just told me the other day, we have to build this on our land. We just went and played, and he was like, we need this. But yeah, anything outdoors. And I have grown kids. I have 2 grown kids with longtime girlfriends. So I'm hoping for weddings and babies soon. So
See, you can
Yeah,
build
family
houses
time.
as things grow. I know
Yes.
someone that did that with their acres. They had their son and their daughter on there. You go.
You're speaking my language.
There you go.
You're speaking my language.
Kelly and Dell. Well, Kelly, let's tell people how to reach you.
Yes. Sure. My number is 281-935-7835. That's my cell. You can feel free to call or text me anytime. 281-935-7835.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Kelly
you so
and
much.
Dell.
Appreciate it.
Let's talk to Indra Mouton. She is the broker of Century 21 Exclusive Properties and Thomas's wife. Indra, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to see you. One of the things that your brokerage, first of all, you have a lot of agents at your company. Let's tell people about that.
Yes. So we have roughly now 82 agents.
Wow.
And I am the broker. I feel like our agents are my family.
That's right.
Are like almost my children. I have to take care of them. Sometimes I feel like I have to yell at them like my children. Not yell, but kind of, put them on the right path. Hey, are you doing this today? Are you doing that? Are you,
Exactly, because in the process of any real estate transaction, and the broker, if I'm a real estate agent, I'm going to be looking to the broker, no matter what my experience is, to say, hey, Indra, is this right? Or I need some counsel here. I've done 100 transactions, but I've never done one like this. So you're there to help them along the way.
That is correct. I am there to guide them on their pathway to success in real estate. So yes, I'm there for questions for them, and then also we have staff that has mentor our agents as well, on top of myself. So I know it sounds like a lot, and I'm a mother and I have a family to take care of, but I do have a great group of staff members.
2 families.
Yes.
Richly
absolutely.
blessed, no doubt
Yes.
about it, right?
Yes.
So give us an idea in the real estate world. Here you are in Houston, Texas. Are you a Houstonian?
I am. I grew up in Friendswood, Texas.
How about that?
Yes.
And how long have you been in real estate?
I've been in real estate for going on a little over 20 years. I started in the industry in title at Stewart Title.
Well, how about
Yes.
what a coincidence?
Yes.
How about that?
Yes. And then I just worked my way up and watching realtors close deals at the title company. And I was like, I could do that job. I'm going to get my real estate license. So from being in the title industry, that's when I actually went out and received my real estate license in 2005.
Wow, what a great perspective, too, to be able to get in. And then so you became a realtor first, and then how many years until you became the broker?
I've been a broker now for 11 years. And it was about 11 years when we decided to actually buy our franchise and become franchise owners and going out. And so that's when I became the broker.
So give us a quick word on being the broker right there in the real estate business and even working with Thomas. And then how do you balance, and then also being a mother with several children, how do you balance that just to stay harmonious and to stay level and have the right mindset?
I get that question all the time.
Well, there it is. Here it is again.
It is very tough, but I make it look really easy, and I just seem to make it work. I mean, I have a schedule. I got to stay on schedule of, office stuff and family stuff. And then on top of that, my kids play sports. They play basketball. So It's tough, but I make it work.
Well, I think I could guess that one of the ways you do it so well is you always are smiling. Here, I just met you today, and that smile is just tremendous, and I think that probably is part of the key to your success.
Thank
one
you.
of them.
Thank you for that.
Well, Indra, it's so great to have you. Let's tell people Century 21 Exclusive Properties. Let's tell people if they want to reach out to your company, what should they do?
You can reach me, Indra Mouton, at 281-736-6024, or an email at indra@exclusiveprops.com, and that's indra@exclusive and then props, props.com. 281-736-6024.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance, with a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers. Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is once again, John Bramlett with Stewart Insurance.
Hi, Bill. How are you today?
Here we are once again. Hey, it was great to have Thomas and Kelly and Indra on.
One thing that Indra didn't mention is that at HAR, she also oversees the Risk Management Council.
At HAR?
At HAR, yes, she does.
Wow.
Yeah, so they are busy.
Very busy.
The thing that's so nice about Indra and Thomas is their commitment to giving back to the industry, that they see the value in the real estate industry, and they want to make sure that the industry continues to grow and prosper. So having both of them, be willing to give of their time and talents back to the industry is quite impressive.
And that's, as they say, John, we've all heard it, that busy people are able to do a lot of things because we get into a certain momentum, and that helps us.
Activities lead to activities that lead to activities.
Insurance. Everywhere I look, insurance, I'm thinking about it. Someone has a comment, Wall Street Journal, all these things. What have you brought for us today?
Well, in the intro, you talk about risk, and we're going to talk a little bit about risk today. There's a independent property and casualty broker firm called Woodruff Sawyer that's been around since 1918, and they do an annual survey of insurance carriers. And one of the key elements in that survey are discussing cyber crimes and cyber insurance and what the industry is expecting for the coming year. And the outcome, 56% of those that were surveyed expect to see a great increase in the number of cyber occurrences in 2024. So the carriers, the people that are writing the cyber coverage, expect it to be, unfortunately, a pretty active year when it comes to cyber crime.
The cyber criminals never sleep.
They do not, and they're getting more and more sophisticated, more and more, diligent in how they go about infiltrating our business, specifically, in the real estate world. When you're looking at the amount of data that's held, which is for a real estate broker, that's currency. Understanding your clients and having information about your clients, and the better that you understand your clients, the better that you can help them out. And then if you're looking at property management firms or title firms, then you have the aspect of funds that go into play there. So that's why these bagged actors, these cyber criminals, really do target the real estate world.
They're figuring other ways out. As soon as we do something to stop a firewall or a blockade of some sort, there they are working around it.
Well, they are, and some of the concerns that have been out there still remain. Carriers are still mostly concerned about ransomware. So that ability for a bad actor to capture a firm's data and hold it hostage until that firm provides some sort of a fee or a ransom to get the data back. So that's still a concern. There is some growing concern in and around data breaches and privacy violations. So the ability to get in and how do I breach that data and either manipulate it, or what do I do to get in and start to violate privacy, so now I can access people's personal private information and use that for ill-gotten gain. So those are some of the ones that they're concerned about. And then I think always business email compromise is always a concern, where somebody goes in and either pretends to be an organization, or if they're able to tap into that organization, and then they're suddenly now sending out emails on behalf of those organizations, but they're fraudulent emails. So we're seeing that. And then I think the one that's going to be growing is this idea of generative AI, generative artificial intelligence, that firms are going to start using that as a way to either generate documentation, create documents to provide resources or responses. But the other side of that coin is the bad actors can also utilize that tool as a way to infiltrate or to reroute information to their benefit versus the benefit of the clients.
Every new tool or advancement has a good and a bad purpose.
Well, it does. And what's going to happen, and it's been happening, but it's not going to go away, is that insurance carriers are going to have greater scrutiny in who they cover and how they cover them. So in order to have cyber coverage, it's going to take longer and it's going to be greater details that they expect from their prospective clients before they'll write a policy. That they're going to want to see that there are risk management tools that are in place and are being followed. They're going to want to have proof of those risk management tools and have them in place and have them followed. And if they do so, then they'll be more open to writing coverage, because it is a very complex situation that has a lot of risks to it.
Well, at Stewart Insurance, you're helping people along the way handle these risks and be ready for them.
Well, we are. We work with our clients both with the risk mitigation. So what are some of the things that you're going to have to do if you're going to have coverage? We're just seeing that across the board with all insurance carriers and all different types of coverage, that they're expecting their upcoming clients, the people that they're writing the coverage for, to be their partner in the sense that they've got to do some things to minimize risks. So that's not going to change. That's going to increase. But if you're willing to do that, then you've got a better chance of being insured. You've got a better chance of having a better policy. And what we're starting to see is potentially an increase in companies that are willing to write cyber coverage. Therefore, there's going to be some greater competition for that business, and ultimately that should benefit the insureds.
Well, then that's a good thing. I want to remind people as well, as you listen, you're helping people. We mention California all the time. You're helping people in California. Stewart Insurance is, Pennsylvania, all over the United States. So not just real estate brokers here in Houston and so forth, but you're helping them all over the place.
Exactly right. So we work with real estate brokers, independent title and attorney agents, lenders, property management firms on their business insurance. So cyber liability, general liability, workers' compensation, errors and omissions. So we have clients all over the U.S. The same on the personal line side. So we help families and individuals with their home, wind, auto, flood, investment property. And we, again, have clients all over the U.S.
As we heard about hail damage from Kelly earlier and stuff, the thing that is, I think, a fact, no matter what part of the country you live in, there's some kind of disaster that can be upon you in whatever city. We know California has its share, Florida and all that, Louisiana, and even in the Midwest, there's tornadoes and things and snowstorms. So
there's been a significant amount of high-end natural disasters that have taken place over the last several years that has been one of the root causes for the increase in premiums that we've seen. But the example that Kelly brought up about hail damage on the roofs, it's just a good reminder to understand what perils or causes of damage are covered or are not covered in your home plan. In a home insurance plan, it's going to list either we cover all perils except, or we only cover these perils. So it's important for our listeners to go and take a look at their home plan or visit with their insurance advisor to make sure that things like hail are covered.
A good point. What else should we know, John?
Well, I think it's important to understand what cyber can provide. It can provide help with the costs associated with the data breach or a cyber attack. It can help with if there's some lost income to the firm. If you've got there's a cost to notify clients that, hey, I've been breached and this is what it means. There's going to be a cost for that. The cost to recover the data that's been compromised. If there's been a theft of funds, helping with that situation. If there's been a damage to your computer system, or there needs to be a forensic investigation to determine where this took place, that's where cyber coverage can come into play. And our advisors at Stewart Insurance can work with our business clients to help them be properly insured and find the right cyber coverage for their business. Sounds awesome, John. If someone wants to reach out to you at Stewart Insurance, what should they do? They can reach us at 866-798-2827. That's 832-798-2827. They can learn more about us at stewartinsurance.com, or they can email us at stewartinsurance@stewart.com.
Once again, helping people not just in Houston, Texas, but beyond, all over the United States.
All over the United States. We just established the Needville hotline.
Even in Needville.
Even in Needville, 866-798-2827.
It's the Needville hotline, a show first. John, thanks for being with us.
Bill, always a pleasure.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com, or call 866-798-2827.
Here she is, Jana McGuire, Business Development Officer at Stewart Title.
Jana McGuire at Clear Lake, Stewart Clear Lake, and I'm off of Space Center Boulevard.
Well, let's tell people, it's Space Center Boulevard. Literally, you're very close to NASA, so there's so many exciting real estate things going on right there. How's things at the office?
The office is doing great. We're picking up business, so that's good for everyone.
No doubt about it.
A lot of cool classes coming up, and actually Stewart has come out with a new program that will help our realtors and our clients.
Exactly. I was at the meeting. What's the name of the program?
It is Stewart Forever Farm.
Stewart Forever Farm. It is an exclusive that our business development people right here in Houston. Now, I don't know how far it reaches, but certainly if you're a real estate professional and you want to know more about
Stewart Forever Farm.
Stewart Forever Farm.
Yes.
Hey, we're embellishing it so they know, right,
yes,
Jana?
And it has to do with a lot of the AI technology too, as well.
This is a very powerful
super
tool.
Exciting.
So if you're a realtor out there and you hear this, reach out to one of our business development people like Jana McGuire. And Jana, again, you are in Clear Lake. Let's tell people how they can reach you.
832-244-3439. 832-244-3439.
Thank you so much, Jana McGuire. Speaking of business development officers in Fort Bend County, here he is, Kevin Davidson. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill. How you doing today?
It was great to bring Kelly here today. You were responsible for that. I would say A+ for you.
I appreciate that. Kelly is a new friend of mine and client, and she's a great person. She does a great job.
No doubt about it. And this new tool that we have, now you've been helping realtors all the time in marketing and so many things, teaching classes, but as far as the new tool that we're talking about, are you a part of that?
Yes, I dove into it last week for a couple hours. It is an exclusive thing for Stewart Title, and it will allow real estate agents to get much more information that they ever have in the past about particular addresses in certain geographical areas anywhere in the city of Houston or in the country if they want, for that matter.
Yeah, when I observed the introduction of it, it looks like there's some learning to do for us to be able to bring this forth and make it as powerful a tool as it should be. But there is so much potential with this, and the like John was saying, the information is the currency, and the information that we get and provide with the real estate professional, this is going to be a big thing.
Yeah, once I figure out how to use it pretty well, then I'm going to make a big announcement to all Fort Bend County that it's available, and they got to come see me to get it and everything. But yeah, I mean, not only can you get names and addresses of potential listings, and you can even get into tenants and real estate investors and things like that. You also have the ability to access phone numbers and email addresses, which we couldn't before.
So many things are right there. So that's just another reason to stay close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer, wherever you're at, but especially right here in Houston, right, Kevin?
Well, that in Fort Bend County.
And Fort Bend County over there doing tremendous work. Kevin, let's tell people how they can reach you, Kevin Davidson.
832-654-0527. 832-654-0527. Can I say one more thing real quick?
Of course, yes.
I'm up to episode number 43 on my podcast. So
number 43?
Actually, this week's number 44. My mistake.
44, even number. Let's tell people how they can access your podcast.
Go to YouTube, Kevin's Corner, Kevin with a K, Corner with a K, real estate from a marketing perspective.
It's right there on YouTube. Easy to find. for anyone anywhere in the world. That's the great thing about you, too.
Anywhere in the world. And if you want to be a guest on the podcast and you're a real estate agent or a vendor that operates in Fort Bend County, give me a call, 832-654-0527.
Thank you so much, Kevin Davidson. And he is back.
Thank you.
The chairman of HAR right here in Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city, Thomas Mouton. Thomas, welcome back.
Thank you, Bill.
Well, here we are. Before we close the show, Thomas, what else do you want people to know about HAR or real estate professionals or about Century 21?
Well, I give a little bit of all of the above, right? I mean, one, the advice I would give people is, yes, we are going through changes right now in the industry. It seems like people are getting it from all angles, from an interest rate standpoint. You know, a lot of these things are outside of our control. Definitely make sure that you speak with a licensed professional realtor to get the best possible information. And again, at HAR, you know, we are dedicated to providing the best information out there, the best experience from renting or buying. And so, you know, from a Century 21 perspective, you know, we're here, we're growing. We're looking to add great agents onto our office. So if you have an appetite for it or looking for a change of pace, you know, feel free to give us a call.
Let's tell people geographically your office is located at which part of the city?
We're central. We're located in Bel Air. We're just inside the loop between Bel Air and Bissonnette. There's two black buildings. That's 6565 West Loop South.
In a great place to serve the city of Houston and surrounding areas.
It is. You know, we have agents as far as Conroe. We have agents that live in the League City area, Katy as well. So geographical doesn't really matter at this point anymore. You know, we have a great virtual program. I think one of the other things that makes Century 21 Exclusive Properties very unique is that, you know, we have a program not only for full-time agents, but we also have a program for dual agents as well. So we're always looking to meet people where they are and to make them better.
Thank you so much, Thomas Mouton. And Thomas, let's tell people how they can reach you.
713-302-9377. Again, Thomas at exclusivepropswithanS.com. 713-302-9377.
Thank you so much, Thomas Mouton. And she's back, Kelly Andell. Let's tell people, what else do you want them to know, Kelly?
I would like you to know my socials because that's how you can find me easiest. So you can go and find me on Facebook at the Kelly Andell team, and that is by eXp Realty. And then on Instagram, Kelly Andell _ eXp Realty. And so you can also go find my team. I have a small team. Leila Hernandez, she's in the Deer Park area. So we have agents in different areas of the Houston market that can help serve you. And we have Colby Garner. He's in West Columbia, which is Brazoria County. So if you're looking out that way, he can definitely help. And then go find them on socials and follow them.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Kelly Andell. And then also, what if someone wants to play pickleball with you?
Okay, if you want to go play pickleball, you call me on my cell phone and I will be there. Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, your pickleball, 10 being pickleball championship,
I'm probably like a 7.
At a 7,
but
that's
I'm determined
strong.
to get to 10.
Oh,
I'm very competitive at everything I do.
Our very own Will Melbourne is a pickleball champion. I'm not sure where his skill level is, but it's way up there. Well, Kelly, once again, your phone number is
281-935-7835.
Thank you so much for being with us.
All right.
As we close the show, here's Indra Mouton. Well, Indra, what do you think? A good show? What do you had Thomas on here and some great guests. Wow.
It was a very great show, and the speakers here today was amazing. And I was just brought on last minute.
How about that? You know, and from the window here, if we could see through buildings, we could probably see the Century 21 offices right over there, right?
You possibly could see our office. Yes, that's how close we are from here.
Indra Mouton with Century 21 Exclusive Properties. We thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik, together with John Bramlett, all of us at Stewart Insurance and Stewart Title. We appreciate you listening. Simply go to stewart.com/radio. That's right. You can see and hear all the guests, access past shows at stewart.com/radio.
Thank you for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title.